Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into something super important for understanding how businesses work and how prices are set. Market structures. Sounds a bit technical, right? But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be a pro at spotting them in the wild. So, what exactly are market structures? Think of them as the different ways industries are organized based on the number of sellers, the type of products they sell, and how easy or hard it is for new businesses to join. Each structure has its own unique characteristics, advantages, and disadvantages. Let's break them down. First up, we have the monopoly. Mono means one, right? So, a monopoly is when there's only one seller of a unique product or service, and there are no close substitutes. Characteristics: one seller, high barriers to entry, meaning it's super hard for new companies to get in, and the monopolist has a lot of control over prices. Advantages for the company: huge profits, stability, and they can invest a lot in research. Disadvantages for consumers: higher prices, fewer choices, and potentially lower quality because there's no competition. Not always great for us, the buyers. Next, we have the duopoly. Du means two, so you guessed it. A duopoly is when two dominant firms control the entire market for a particular product or service. Characteristics: two main players, significant barriers to entry, and these two companies often watch each other very closely when it comes to pricing and strategy. They might even engage in some intense competition. Here are some advantages. Consumers might get some price competition between the two, and there can be innovation as they try to outdo each other. Talking about its disadvantages, it still offers a limited choice, and there's a risk of them colluding to keep prices high, which isn't good for us. Moving on to the oligopoly. This is when a small number of large firms dominate a market. Think of it as a slightly bigger duopoly. Characteristics: a few big players, high barriers to entry, and their decisions are highly interdependent. What one company does, the others react to. Some advantages include that it often leads to significant innovation and product differentiation as companies try to stand out. Some disadvantages include the risk of price wars, or again, potential collusion to limit competition and keep prices up. Now, let's talk about monopolistic competition. This one's a mouthful, but it's actually super common. Here, there are many sellers offering similar but differentiated products. Some characteristics include that there are many sellers, easy to enter and exit the market, and each firm tries to differentiate its product through branding, features, or service. Think of all the coffee shops. They all sell coffee, but they each strive to be unique. Some advantages include lots of product variety and choice for consumers, and firms are incentivized to innovate and improve their offerings. Here are some disadvantages. Prices can be a bit higher than in perfect competition, and firms spend a lot on advertising to differentiate themselves. Finally, we have perfect competition. This is the ideal, theoretical market structure, though it's rare to find in its purest form. Here, there are many sellers offering identical products. In this structure, a huge number of buyers and sellers, identical products, no barriers to entry or exit, and no single firm can influence the market price. They are price takers. Advantages: the most efficient market structure, leading to the lowest possible prices for consumers and optimal resource allocation. Talking about some disadvantages: no incentive for individual firms to innovate or differentiate, and profits are generally very low. Understanding these structures helps us see why some industries have high prices, why some products are so similar, and why governments sometimes step in to regulate markets. It's all about the balance of power between buyers and sellers. I hope this video helped you understand the fascinating world of market structures. Which market structure do you think is most common in your daily life? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more easy-to-understand explanations, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.